The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. They're gonna need to send in the National Guard, a fucking SWAT team, because I ain't going nowhere.
Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Foul. I can't lie, that video is funny, man. But yeah, please smash the like button, subscribe, and also you can check out everyone's channels in the description below. Mons will be in a sec. Shock, not here, even though I rang him about 45 minutes ago to wake him up since I'm his personal alarm. But yeah, man, I'm joined by the guys. We're going to talk about Ten Hag and a few little bits and bobs that we've probably seen online. Like Greenwood's already the first one to shift. Apparently Juve. But it's mainly going to be around Man United, let's be honest. I'm probably going to get roasted this session, so there's probably not going to be a lot of talking my way. But, you know, we've all got these guys. I told you so crew. So what are you saying, guys, man? Good afternoon, isn't it?
Good afternoon, bro. Happy day for you, innit? Look at that smile on your face, lad.
Hey, that's my board manager, man. It's my board manager, so I don't mind.
You are shameless.
Yeah, man. I'm even drinking out the City Tears or out the City Cup. We're all ready, man. We're all ready. 2 cups in 2 years. What we saying, man? Fucking hell. That's more than Ash can.
The worst finish in the Premier League in Man United history, and you guys are going to give him a contract extension.
LB, let's not do that. Me and Spurs Kings TV were on this stream, I think, a week ago or so, telling Kaz like what we need to expect from the situation. You guys are a team of winners. He's won you back-to-back trophies, so he's done everything you guys require to keep him in the job. So this should be celebrations. There shouldn't be like any uproar. There should be celebrations. Big up Eric Ten Hag each and every time. He deserves a chance, regardless of what other rivals may think of him. His CV with Man U deserves a chance under this new regime, no matter what you say.
He had a lot of injuries last season, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't have a steady back four for the whole season. Let's see what he could do when he's got his full back four, you know what I'm saying? Look,
he had his strongest defense in, I think, probably the season in the FA Cup final, and look what happened. You get what I'm saying? They won. They beat the best team in the world. So you can't tell me this guy doesn't have like the credentials to take this club to the next level. Just needs some time. And he's had 2 years to bed in, and you're going to see him flourish now, man. For the faith.
So what are you saying? Trust the process. Yeah, trust the process. That's the new one,
yeah, trust the process.
They're calling Man United versus Liverpool the Breaking Bad derby. No, you got Ten Heisenberg, and then we got man like Frank. So you know what I'm saying, Arnie Frank, come shot. But what's it called? Yeah. But Lewis, man, I know you don't give a shit more time because you're just doing your thing over the pond right there. But how do you actually make of the situation of all this? Do you think it's actually ridiculous, considering what managers were out there available anyways? Would you have still got rid?
Yeah, I would have got rid.
Really?
Bro, yeah. Deep it for a second, yeah. It's the worst finish in Man United Premier League history.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need to say no more, man. I don't need to hear any other arguments. I don't need to hear stats. I don't need to hear facts. I don't need to hear about time. I don't need to hear about nothing. That's it, man. That's that one sentence, and it's done. Listen, I was buzzing when I heard the news yesterday. I couldn't lie. I was very, very happy. I had a smile on my face. The one thing that I would say is the fact that you're entertaining a contract extension.
Coach, trying to believe in him.
Are you guys crazy, bro?
You know what? Don't you think there's like a lot of, I don't know if anyone wants to add their little 2 pence, but like, don't you think there's maybe, like, I'm trying to change my tune a little bit because I'm backing INEOS. So, and if they want to back the manager, then I'm going to back the manager. And I think that's only fair as a fan. Because I support Manchester United.
You think they're backing him though? Really? I don't think
they're giving you a new contract.
No. I don't think they're backing him, bro. I think they just looked at the situation and can't get a better manager than him.
I was going to say that. Don't you think they're killing player power by doing that though? Because all these guys that want to come in now, look, you got to look at it from one, like maybe a little. I can't lie, Monster's right. I was kind of thinking of it last night, yeah, and then I thought about it this morning when I woke up. I was like, but wait, did they really just give my man a new contract as well? But you know, like I feel like they have to give him a new contract anyways out of pity because I'm not being funny, but you know, you've interviewed other managers, you took him for a ride, you make him wait, even when he went on holiday, yeah, and he comes back and it's still manager situation and sorted. Like you have to back INEOS. Like, like if you're a Man United fan, you have to back INEOS and give it a chance. If they feel like this is the man going forward, then we'll see who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
Exactly.
They don't think it's the man going forward because they wanted to sack him. The only reason he's still there is because they've not found another manager that can take over the job.
Oh, are you in the board meetings, LB? Are you there? You don't tell me that they've looked at his body of work, they saw his constraints last season, and they said, you know what? With the right constraints, the right summer behind him, us behind him, this guy is our man. What do you mean? But they were umming and ahhing because I think what happened, LB, what they were doing is they were listening to the fans at first, doing the fans wanted, but then they sat back and said, you know what? We're billionaires for a reason, making critical decisions. So we'll take a step back, analyze the situation, and Ten Hag was the man. So LB, don't do that. Not on my watch.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry, bro.
Carry on,
my bad, bro. My bad, isn't it? You know, my bad.
You know what? I can't lie. These guys in the chat are rattling me right now. Like they said, all roads lead to Southgate. Don't take the fucking. He needs to sign a New England contract. We need to win the Euros. We need to win the Euros for him to stay. I'm not having Southgate. There's no chance I'm having Southgate. Ash, before you speak, my board manager has won as much trophies as you've seen in your lifetime.
Do that, you know. Listen, so it must be nice. That's what I can say. It must be nice. But real talk, listen. If I was Ten Hag, I would feel like a side man. Real talk, because how are you gonna be talking to big gal in front of man? Yeah? How are you talking to the next man? Huh? It's crazy. And I'm just there like, bro, what are we doing here? Like, are we a relationship? What are we like? We together? Like, man's just holding L's right there, bro. And then like the wickedest thing is he ain't got the same power he's walking back into. So that extension is slightly different. It's not like he's going to be able to pick the players and run the team and say, yeah, which might be a good thing, to be fair, because Anthony was stinking at the gaff. So his talent ID, I don't know, bro. He's just like, look, if you're Dutch and you play in the Dutch league, you can come play for United. That's what he was doing. But real talk, I don't know, bro. Like being demoted now and having the scout in front of him, I'd feel like, am I really that guy? Am I really the guy? Am I just a coach now? And he's happy to take it.
But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being the coach, Ash? What's wrong with that? And that was the issue. No. Look. This is what happened. Yeah, this is what happened. And give my guy Ten Hag some slack. Cut him some slack. What happened was he got into United. He was excited. He had a little bit of a power trip. He gave Ronaldo his march. You know, he was getting. You know, when you just lost that power trip situation. I want control of everything. But that wasn't the structure that he was flourishing in at Ajax, where he had control of everything. He had control of the team. The rest they dealt with the transfers for him. He confused them when he has some crazy talent. Like he doesn't. But he has a philosophy. He has tactics, as he's told us on many occasions, and he's ready to go. Man U fans should get behind this, man.
Is he doing possession football next season, or is he going back?
Yeah, but I think the don't you feel that the expectations
he's keeping us guessing, Nash. He's keeping us guessing.
Don't you feel like with INEOS then, with Wilcox, Barada, especially Barada, that's like Lewis, like it can't be that much of a stupid decision if my man's coming in the fold as a CEO as well. More than just that. Obviously, Dan Ashworth, whenever that gets sorted, obviously the football's gonna have to change, and it's gonna be a higher expectation. You have to deliver. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole transfer regime is being taken away from him.
No, I get that, and that's the right thing to do, yeah, because he's obviously his talent ID is one of the worst I've ever seen in Premier League history. Yeah, like not even capping. That is actually facts. Yeah, it's horrendous. So that's a start in the right direction. The fact is, though, yeah, there's too many red flags that I've seen from this manager over the last 2 years, and I know Kunle will speak about the trophies and that, yeah, but if we're doing a real talk thing, yeah. I'm telling you now, this manager, yeah, he's got too many red flags. Now, maybe if they sign some better players and they tell him to play ball and that, like, maybe it can work out. But make no mistake about it. He's not there because they think he's the right man. He's there because they can't find someone better because no one wants to take that job, or They just don't feel that there's anyone suitable. That's the fact, bro. He was
Don't you
getting
think-
sacked.
Don't you think that's fair game though? Like I'm not being funny, but if you can't find someone suitable for the role, what's the point of getting rid? Like if some to be fair, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't want De Zerbi in if that was the case because I want to see a style. But I always said if INEOS, I did say before this whole thing, if INEOS decides to go with him, I will go with it and I'll back him because remember I support Man United first. I'm not their manager FC because that's the latest narrative, and I think people have the right to remain out if they want to. But I just want to be happy, bro. I just want to smile. Like at the end of the day, there's only so much negativity and realisms of certain things. Like even when you argue with someone, like one of your mates or someone, even you don't like bad blood out there. I can't be bothered with all that stuff no more. I'm trying to change my tune, and I think I'm allowed to do that personally. But second of all, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't want De Zerbi at the same time. But if there's no one suitable because of certain things, then fair game, bro. We were linked to Thomas Frank, Kieran McKenna, Maresca at some point, early shitty links, and obviously De Zerbi apparently no talks, and Thomas Tuchel, which was a bit of one that was a bit more of a defensive structured manager who I would also have taken as well. Bro, like why either he walked away because of a certain thing or not, and Ten Hag's happy to go under this regime, no? I'm trying to have a different outlook.
Look, guys. Okay, all jokes aside. Let's be honest here. Like you just mentioned you want to smile again. I do remember the stream that you won the FA Cup. There was smiles all out in that stream. So he's made you smile. And let's be honest, what if he didn't win anything this season? I'll get it. I'll completely get it. Like whatever I think about him and his playing style, the reason why I believe he deserves a chance is because he's proven that he can get victory, could create a championship mindset out of these guys because they've won they've won trophies in back-to-back seasons. Hold on. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. And on top of that, they didn't just do it the easy way. They beat Liverpool. Obviously, they were a little bit nervous when it came to the semi-final at Coventry, but they still got the job done and they beat the best team in the world. So all those things together, I believe he at least, whether you like him or not, because you lot have been saying it's not about the manager, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that for multiple years. Let's see. Obviously, you fixed the back room, as you guys have said. Let's see how he copes. Let's see if he copes. Let's see if he copes with this new regime. At least he got a chance, and at the end of the day, I believe he deserves it. No matter what, the red flags are there. You're right. The red flags are there, but he deserves a shot.
But clearly, INEOS want a bit more of a yes man. As well, I think that's easier to say in it, Dan. Like he was a bit of a yes man. They want someone just to coach, and they'll run everything in the background. They'll sort out the problems if they can. You know, they get rid of certain coaches as well, like Benny McCarthy, not offering them new stuff. Like you know what? I didn't even know that until yesterday myself. Yeah, but what do you think? Because Monster's going to come in here in a minute, and he's just going to rip me to shreds. So please let me get as much context as I can.
To be honest, I don't mind the fact that he's staying at United, and not from a Chelsea point of view or from all the other teams in the league. I think ultimately Manchester United as a brand need to be winning trophies, and he's won 2 in the last 2 seasons. Look, their league form wasn't good enough last season. And at times it was horrific. The fact you ended up finishing below Chelsea is crazy. To be honest, though, I feel like there was certain times last season when the United structure was still in place and it looked good in terms of you weren't playing that well, but you were still getting results. The second half of the season, I feel like injuries went against you, stuff started falling apart and you kind of lost that, but you managed to kind of get it back for the FA Cup final. I don't mind it, to be honest. I think Ten Hag speaks well after press conferences. I think there's a few things in his tenure at Man United that he hasn't handled well. Ronaldo, Sancho, they're absolute blunders, to be honest. Probably sackable offences, and the fact he's still in the job after that shows that he's got the backing from somewhere at the club. So there was a lot of fans split as well. You have to remember that. A lot of fans obviously come out and wanted him out because it's the obvious thing when Manchester United aren't playing well. But there's a lot of fans very vocal about him staying as well. So I don't mind it. I want to see what happens. I want to see him. If they're going to back him, they need to actually back him. That means giving him a couple of players that hopefully strengthen the squad, remove a bit of the dead wood. I feel like there's too much of that at Manchester United. And if you had a squad that was fully firing, I'd be intrigued to see how it worked. But I have to agree with LB as well. His talent ID is up there right at the top of being the worst I've ever seen as well. There's some absolute shockers there. I mean, some of them aren't even good enough to get in the squad anymore.
So if you remove that responsibility from him, then maybe he might have some success.
Yeah, I hear that, Kunle. Definitely. I think you're right. At Ajax as a board,
I hope I'm wrong, obviously,
the manager's
but...
not doing that.
But guys, hasn't he not been backed? Has he? Because we're saying it like he's not being backed. Is he?
No, I think
no, he's been backed, but he just don't know the right places to look. That's the issue.
It's funny because he actually shouldn't have had the backing that he should have, bro. Like,
he should have earned that, LB.
Yeah, well, facts, yeah, but obviously now they're obviously taking off the transfer responsibility from him because it's proven that he doesn't know a good player, and they're going to say, right, you just coach the team. Yeah, you just coached it. We'll buy the players. You just coach the team, which actually is how most modern clubs work these days anyway. Yeah, the manager might have a say of like 1 or 2 players, but ultimately the clubs will pick the players for the coach, and it's the coach's job to get the job done. His talent ID stinks. Now he can just focus on coaching. Because for me now, yeah, if I was United, it's board, I'd say to him, listen, your strategy next year is to implement the style of play that everyone thought he was going to implement 2 years ago. That's his job for me next year. He's got to do that. He's got to implement the style of play. Otherwise, what's he there for? I don't understand it. You get me?
He needs a do you know what? He needs a critical thinker alongside him, because I believe he's made 3 major errors, and they've all involved wingers. Like, first of all, actually Ronaldo's not really a winger, but the way he handled the Ronaldo situation could have been better. If he handled that better, I'm sure that would have bought him a little bit more time. The Jadon Sancho situation, I personally think that Sancho would have hung himself anyway. So Ten Hag didn't need to call him out in the press and all that stuff. I think he's just a party boy anyway, can't cope when the man them are around. So that he would have sunk himself anyway. And the third one was the amount of money that he spent on Anthony. It wasn't that he brought Anthony in. If he brought him in for 15, 25 million, that's what fucked him up, bro. If you're going to pay that money on that, you have to make that something that has to work.
Hey, I'm not joking yet. If I see this fake Brazilian start, I'm back out. I'm not having him at the start of the season. He needs out. Fuck that guy. If we're looking at a right winger anyways, so that goes to show. I'm not trying to see Anthony. I'm not trying to see if he can do a thing or not, even in a new possession base with new players. I'm not trying to see this fake Jogger Benito bastard with his little spiky hair, blonde or not, start at the right. He's a left back. I've seen better performances than from left back. I mean, 1, twice. Do you know what I'm saying?
We need a new left back.
I will flip-flop my way back. You understand? I'm not having Anthony. That's one player I'm not, and McTominay. Oh, this is it. And also, this
we need a DM.
We're looking at 6.
Are we still disrespecting Scotty here? No problem.
I think that's crazy, by the way. I don't think he's an amazing player, but his output this season's been unbelievable. When
saved their season, bro.
Yeah,
and when a player like that performs for a manager,
hitting Aaron Ramsey numbers and
shifting him out anytime soon, McTominay will have.
He's like a Scottish Aaron Ramsey, bro. What are we doing here?
let me address this quickly before this year, because you lot are getting me. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get red faced in a minute, man. I swear, Dan. INEOS have no money, Cass. That's why they get rid of players like Varane, Casemiro, Sancho. No, they're getting rid of Sancho because of the situation. That's for one, and he hasn't been good. But I would love Sancho to stay personally. I think there's still a player in there, and I'll love something to get sorted out. Casemiro is clearly gone far beyond his limits, and he's not good enough anymore. He needs to shift forward. And also, when you're getting off around 40, 50, potentially what the rumors were about 70, 80, you're taking that, regardless of the price, you're taking it. Varane, I don't agree with getting rid of Varane. I think that was stupid, but Man United clearly want someone that's fit enough that can start and build a partnership, which is fair. It's fair game, bro, I think. And also, it is a lot of wages. Like, all you lot cuss Man United about how much wages they give out, but yet when they want to get rid of the wages and try to rebuild something, you know, what now? That is Man United money, because, like I said, anyone that goes and watches, is it Swedish Ramble or Rumble, who does Man United stuff, he breaks down all different finances. I can be as nerdy as you lot want me to be. We have got at least 90 million in cash assets, bro. So that means cash. That means we can amortize the deals through 90 million with more excess. Like Chelsea. Chelsea have got a lot of cash in their bank, but you lot don't want to recognize that. I think they can't spend no more, but they got cash. Do you understand? Do you get it? Because they've done a lot. So anyways, Man United do have money to spend. And actually right now, as it stands, we have about, I think, 225 million to spend this window as well. So But yeah, let me ask you, what did you say? McTominay? No.
Vice captain.
No. Look,
This is rude, man.
let me tell you why, yeah. You know, when you've got, it's like a little bit like Bruno. Sometimes there's a player that comes into your team, right? And he affects the whole gameplay. Like, you put one in, and it sometimes feels like playing with 10 men. Yes, he's come to the situation where he's won us a few games, but if you actually had a competent enough player, you wouldn't be down in that situation in the first place. Bro, like, even in the final and all this kind of stuff, even beyond that and all this stuff, the guy really, like, he didn't even start, but like, bro, like, he didn't really offer much. He doesn't offer anything. Like, do you get what I mean?
You just said he won us a few games. Like, that's just so easy. He won us a few games. You know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't be in them situations in the first place. Because, bro, you can't gaslight me to tell me that McTominay is starting bread for a top team. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm getting Deji saying, Deji's giving me the Chelsea treatment. He's like, brother, I don't even want to see you next season. Like, do you not understand? He said it's dusty, as he says. I'm not even, like, I'm getting called by Deji a Spurs fan, you know? I can't take that.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know how embarrassing that is?
Yeah,
Scott McTominay should be at a club like Tottenham. That's the difference.
Yeah. Calm down.
Hey, come on. He wins trophies. Don't do that to him.
Yeah, Deji's goated, by the way. But let me quickly do this. There's 500. There's over like 560 of you in here, and only 130 likes. So if I'm doing maths like Deji and go on like I've got mathematics in, like I've been B-teched up in flipping college, then you know that is a ratio and properly. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. And also you can see everyone's channels in their names and in the description. Don't be shy. Even if it's afterwards, you can see it. Monts, you ready? No. Monts is not ready. Is that, you look different, boy. The hell? Yeah, you better put up that hood, man. Not looking good. But anyways, I'm joking. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, what's the, all right, tell me. What's the expectations next year then? Give me some realistic expectations.
For United?
Yeah, no, realistic expectations. What should it be?
It's got to be back to third. Like, you have to prove that last season was a blip. It has to be, though. It has to be. Otherwise,
Ten Hag. Dan spitting.
Yeah, no. If it's not third, then there was no point in backing Ten Hag, because they're believing that Ten Hag can just prove that last season was a blip.
Hey, Dan,
and he returns to third.
Top four.
That's fair enough, because you might argue that the teams that are in top four, like as in Liverpool and Villa this season, may strengthen their squads. So and teams around their Spurs might strengthen. So it's potentially going to be harder.
Liverpool won't be as deep into their project as Man U. You get me? So
yeah, I hear that. But I think if you're going to back Ten Hag and you're not going to sack him, you have to. They're hoping that he can prove last season was a blip and they return to being.
He ain't getting top four next year.
I don't know if it's realistic, LB, but as a board, that's what they have to be hoping happens.
I think so.
Didn't you see what he did at Ajax, LB? That one season they got to the semi-finals. Did you not see that?
I seen that one season that he got to.
So we know what this guy can do, bro.
I seen it, bro. I seen it.
So doesn't that give you belief that with the right backing and support, with the right team behind him, this guy top four is not out of the question, man.
Do you know why? Do you know why? What it is? Oh, here we go. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like when you deep it. I hear what LB's saying, but at the same time, I hear what Dan's saying, because you should always be making sure that you get Champions League football. But at the same time, I think we're gonna see if it's really the players or it's the manager. Do you get what I mean? And if you get back and you get let's say 5 or 6,
sound mad.
A little bit. 1 sec. Let me adjust your mic.
That's one way to announce yourself, mate. Jeez.
Yeah. So don't worry. I think I sorted it. But yeah, one way you got to look at it is like, I think Europa League has to be on the cards. You have to win that competition. I think you have to show that you can do it. That's another trophy. I think a cup run should be there in the cards. But at the same time, Man United got to build a good 11 and not a good squad. You know what I mean? You can't have a good squad after one window, because most of the players, me and Monts went through it, right? More than half, we're talking 75% of these players are sincerely not good enough. Sincerely not good. I'm being dead serious. Like, they're not good. Okay, they wouldn't even touch your teams.
Would you sack him 5th place in Europa League?
No. Why would I sack? Why?
I'm asking the question.
That's
If he gets you fifth,
that's
and
Champions
Europa
League.
Okay.
That's Champions League.
Okay,
That's still Champions League and a trophy.
Sixth, and Europa League. Is that cool too,
bro? I think that's still calm.
Okay, no, I'm just
See what
checking
you're doing.
because I
Go
want to make
on.
sure.
Keep going. Then go on. What's the next one?
That's as far as I'm going. I'm just checking up there. Sixth and Europa League.
I think
no Europa League, then you're out basically. Yeah.
I just think people are massively like not looking at the truth. Yeah, who's not getting Champions League then if United are getting it? Because I struggle to see a world in which Man United get top 4 next year. Because City and Arsenal 100% are getting top 4 next year. I think Liverpool will probably still get top 4. I think Newcastle are a better place to get top 4 than United. I think Villa are a better place to get top 4 than United. I actually think maybe even Chelsea, depending on how that guy gets on. There's a lot of teams.
You went a bit crazy there, Albie.
They've got a better team. They've got a better team, bro. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind they've got a better team. So who's dropping out? And like Cass just said, Cass just spit facts. 80% of the players in that squad for United are not even good enough. So how can people can say that they're going to get top 4 when, hang on a minute, 80% of the players are not good enough. The managers are fraud, and there are many, many better teams in the division than United anyway.
If they have a bad start, guys, listen. Woo! If they have a bad start, listen.
Isn't Europa League the only way to get to Champions League this season? That's what I think. Europa League is the only way.
I think a heavy season will bad us up. A heavy, like you know Europa League what it does to most teams. You know, especially if you don't have the squad for it. You know, Liverpool should have won it this year, but they got stacked up and wrapped up by Atalanta. It's a bit of a different phase this year though, because teams that are in Champions League don't drop into the Europa League phase. So that might be a little bit of an extra bonus in a way. So really and truly, there should be no excuses. But let me run this. Big up Nedu, by the way. He's always on the Saeed's channel. He's always supporting. So love to see you, my guy. We don't share right now. I've changed my opinion, but he's a heavy Ten Hag outer, which is fine in it. And he's got some of the wildest comment. Yeah, bro. Let me land. Ten Hag ain't getting top 8. I swear he's useless. No, because you know what is Montshare. I said, like, remember, I have to stick to my word. I said if INEOS makes a decision, I will back it. So if that's the case, that means I've got to support Man United. That's the institute for what I believe it's going to be until I can't support it no more. So if I don't do that, I'm not sticking to my word. Is that am I right or am I wrong?
But
let's just get behind this. Let's just get behind this.
It doesn't mean I like the decision or anything like that, but I feel like I have to back the decision because I need to give it a fair go and see what happens.
But if it starts bad, are you not going to then question Ineos's decision?
Wait.
Well, let it get to that period. I think I'm not off the first goal. You have to give it a run.
Get to that period, LB. Let
it get to that period. You know what's mad, yeah? You know what's mad? You're not laughing, yeah. But one, I took a trophy of you. 2, I beat your team once. You ain't even got my number. Yeah, Ash, you're still Tottenham, and Chelsea, you're just as bad as me, bro. So you know what? As much as we're shit, it's the smaller teams that got a number, not you, man. So allow it.
Ten Hag in then, yeah? Ten Hag in.
So guys.
It's peaking the dunya. It's peaking the dunya, man. Allow me.
Hold on, Cass. So this is what we call, guys, copium. This is your first, this is the first, is this the third stage of acceptance? Is it? I think he's on stage 3. I think Cass is on stage 3 right now. Someone do your research and let me know what stage 3 of acceptance is. Yeah, because he's in fact, I think he's at the last stage. He might even just be at acceptance already. But let's be honest, when Cass gets flustered, he talks really fast. Yeah, and he starts talking about things that have nothing to do with the actual thing. He's talking about INEOS, he's talking about backing the board and all this stuff. We are talking about the manager. Yeah, yes, they have decided to back the manager, but Cass, you have paid your hard-earned money for depression for the last 10 months.
Tell me. I only went Man United twice this season, so come on, man.
That's bro, that's twice.
Compared to the season before, I was there.
That's 2 more times.
And I'm still gonna go. Gonna go. What?
All right. Well, boy to boy. I know how much you hate football right now. I know how much you hate football. Yeah. It's -1 goal difference. You are in, bro. You're in the negative, bro. You owe the Premier League goals. You're in overdraft. I said this last night. You're in overdraft. 8th place and in overdraft. Now listen, we can talk about your FA Cup, but you see the football you're playing. I know you, man, hate it. You hate it. And
I don't expect it to be the same.
And Ash, LB, again, Kunle, Dan, we need to come together as a community and to not let these guys do what they consistently corner Arsenal fans for. You know when Arsenal fans change the narrative,
Winning.
we crash it on them. You know when Arsenal fans we crash it on Arsenal fans 24/7 for saying they want to do something. When it doesn't happen, they spin the narrative. I'm the first one to do that. I'm the first one to crash it on Arsenal fans. Do not let Man United fans spin the block and act like they're okay with this. They're overdosing on copium. I care about you, bro. I know you're hurting. This front that you're doing, it's got to stop. For all of you.
It's not. No, it's not got to stop.
This front, because you know what it is? I get it. Like, you lot, there's no football till August. There's no football till preseason in August and them things there. So you, man, are now, you have to convince yourself that this is okay. It's not okay, bro. It's not okay.
It's kind of like what Chelsea fans are doing out with this Maresca fella. So it's pretty similar.
No, but you've got Chelsea fans going, but the thing is, at least with Maresca, yeah, it's an unknown commodity, bro. It's an unknown commodity. So they don't know whether it can go really bad, of course. But there's still the chance that it can go well. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We have a body of work of Ten Hag. We have a record-breaking body of work. How about this? Again, you guys watch Saeed. You guys watch Cass. You guys watch all these Man United content creators. Go look at their titles for the last 3 weeks. Go look. If you don't think these men are telling the truth, go look at the titles.
Yeah, but I don't. You know, it is.
INEOS ready, bro. De Zerbi linked, Thomas Tuchel linked, like all these links. You know, all just for him to stay and go. Oh, you know, it's fine. It's calm.
And I can go back to your thing and see when you was like, all these man wanted like Ruben Amorim and all these man and blah blah, and you end up with a fucking.
This ain't about.
So there you go. Your
Liverpool, bro. It's about.
I'm still responding to Mons. No, because I can. Because he addressed Man United fans. I'm gonna address Liverpool. You have got Arne Slot, brother. Another commodity that we do know was good over in the Dutch league. Wait. We've got you on record too, my brother. You got no more Jurgen Klopp. The only thing you're hanging on to is Mo Salah and Ed and flipping Van Dijk, bro. So on that notice, we'll see. We'll see on that one.
Yeah. And you're hanging on to Anthony. So listen, thank you.
Allow it. You got Cody Gakpo, bruv, as well. That's just as bad. Cass was in 15 plus emergency meetings now. ETH in. I actually didn't go to an emergency meeting, so go and check that. I didn't run that, so you can go check that. Also, ETH chatting a lot about Slot is peak come the derby, bro. Like I said, it's the Breaking Bad derby, isn't it? It is what it is. We'll see, anyways. But
yeah, the deflection's heavy though.
Bro,
listen, Cass, when we get off the stream, when we get off stream, I'll be the good friend that I am, and I'll stay on the phone for an hour, and you can tell me how down you really are in it. Like, it's cool. Like, I see you. The chat might not see through you. I see through you, brother. I see through everything.
You're such a waffle. You're such a waffle job, man. You don't see through nothing, man.
Bro, your fist is clenched as we speak. It's just your arms are off stream. Your fists are clenched, bro.
Why am I just clenched?
Why am I clenched? Don't unclench them now.
Why am I unclenched them?
Don't unclench them now.
No.
It's cool, man.
All right, man. Mons, it's nice to know that you're not on your kitchen table anymore. But
it's cool.
But yeah, it's all right, man. Clearly, you've had a different change of heart or something.
Yeah, bro. Change of heart, bro.
Yeah. We'll talk about sharing hearts. But yeah,
the season starts, bro. Honestly.
All right, cool. I'm gonna say this on record now. We're finishing above Tottenham and Chelsea, innit?
Swear down.
Yeah.
Flip that.
What? I said it. I said it. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. What? Deluded. Go on.
I think Chelsea will finish above you.
You know what? Maybe I went.
I agree on Spurs. I think Spurs are going to have a bad season next year, but I think Chelsea could actually do a lot better than everyone thinks, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'm backing it. You know, bro. If I'm going to back it, you man forget. Pause. Backing it. Anyways, you man know. Like, you summoned me yesterday. You wanted the shameless cast back, and you wanted no more context. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano, there and then. Here we go. Back to being shameless. So if you lot want me to be a prick about your clubs and that, this is what you're going to get. And I'm going to be absolutely delusional when I need to be. And I'm going to rattle you, man. So there we go as well. Especially you, Mons. Mons, don't fail. No, Mons, don't fail. Because we've got a good video for you, you know. Your highlights. We'll know about that anyways. Andy says, Mons, when I catch you in Roms, Cass, don't kill me. Man, but ain't you all the way? How can you catch him? You're all the way in like Thailand or something.
Why do you keep projecting to me? Your manager isn't only staying; he's signing a new contract. Stop projecting onto me. Stop projecting on us. We're just here to give you the reality check. This is actually a meeting. This is an emergency meeting. This is therapy. This is therapy.
I'm playing 3D chess right now.
Like, where?
Oh, that means I'm gonna have to clip myself in it. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, man. This is it, bro. All these receipts. Don't get me wrong. Guys, wait, hold on. Where do you think you're finishing?
Fourth.
Excuse me. You're getting Champions League football.
I think we finished fourth. I'm not gonna put myself out there because do you know
what
what it is? I'm giving my. You know what it is? I'm more giving myself the high expectation. I didn't say Liverpool. I didn't say Liverpool were third or second. I didn't even make that list yet. I ain't said nothing.
But like when I came in, like what LB said, like who dropped out of the top 4?
I don't know yet. I ain't made that decision. We'll see over the we'll see who gets who in the summer, and I'll decide from there. But right now, I'm putting Man United fourth.
You see, he's getting a new contract. What is his role changing, or are they gonna? Is that why they're doing it? Is it because his old contract might state that he had a lot more control than what his new contract would? Because it can't, like, what else is the new contract on? Because that's the biggest risk I see is giving him a new contract, unless it's to like edit what his job role is.
I think he's lost power, and I think that's going to be a benefit.
So they suggesting that with a new contract and maybe reduce some funds. I don't know. In terms of
you know where my logic kind of comes from, yeah. So you know when you sometimes you expect a team to do shit because the season before they do shit. That's what I'm gonna go. That's what I'm kind of going off a little bit as well at the same time because we expect them to do shit, but typically not all the time that always happens, does it? No, most people probably put Tottenham in 8th or 9th because Harry Kane left, but look where they ended up. You know, it's just little things like that. Liverpool as well because of our season that they had. Not many people actually had them in even the top 4. They had them 5th and 6th. That's the difference.
Because that was a blip, but fair enough.
Anyways, it don't matter if it was a blip or not. The thing is, Man United always do this thing where they bounce one season out of the Champions League and then back in the Champions League. It's actually, go and look at it. It's always the case.
I don't think that's Champions League, bro.
We'll see on that one. By the way, there's over 800 people in the house. Whether you want to call me deluded or a flip-flop or whatever you want to do, at least I stick to my word. You can change your mind, Man United fans. Don't always be, surrounded by the mass and let your minds get changed. If you want to do it, you can do it. Sometimes when you go out there, you like one girl that you're dating, but then you might see another one that's more suited for you. And then you go and change your mind, don't you? It's the same thing. So anyways, smash the like button because it's important. And also subscribe to everyone. But yeah, this whole thing as well, one person's might be a guy out the door. The first person's looking likely, the bars are confirmed, it is Mason Greenwood. Apparently Man United want £50 million. I don't know if you lot think he's worth it.
50 for who?
50 million, that's what Man United want from Mason Greenwood, roughly. And Juventus are about to bid something along the lines 25 million plus bonuses. Do you think
Manchester United are shameless for taking money for this player? They should have terminated the contract a long time ago.
How?
What? Because of
what? What was proven? What was proven?
Voice notes.
Yeah, but what was proven in court?
Well, it doesn't need to be proven in court, Cass. The evidence is there to suggest what happened. We don't need to have that whole debate. But
no, I'm not debating.
The matter is, Manchester United.
You should know about this.
Cass. Manchester United do not want Mason Greenwood representing the club. I don't think that's changed.
Okay. Now
so they shouldn't be taking money for the player either. To be honest,
I'm not saying I disagree with you because I don't disagree with you. But if you can't prove it in court, you can't terminate his contract without his say as well.
John Terry's was proven not guilty.
Yeah, because
in court, by the way, and then obviously that went to the FA, and the FA made their own decision. So Manchester United can do the same.
They can't though because this is
Simpson was proven not guilty. So.
From back then, a racist allegation, which was obviously there, compared to a rape allegation, which was obviously what we can make our minds up about. It's totally two different things in court, unfortunately, in this day and age. So on that note, if Mason Greenwood doesn't want to terminate because he doesn't agree, he can go to HR, bro, and it'll be unlawful to get rid of him. It's already been said. You can't get rid of him. He wants his pay package.
Unless you paid him off.
Unless Man United paid him off. But obviously, Man United are not in that position at that time, by the way, to pay him off because of certain things with like profit and sustainability rules and all that crap. Do you get what I mean? So there was a bit of a sticky situation. If you can make money out of him because another team wants him, so what?
I think this topic is real sticky. Like this, it's a sticky
one.
No.
It's cool. By the way, we don't need to dive into what he did or anything. I'm just going to ask you. If you had the deal, if he was at your club and you was going to sell him, how much would you just sell him? Just whatever offer comes in.
Well, you're just going to get rid of him for whatever you can get rid of him for.
Minimum to pay off the contract if you can't afford to do it.
That's a good way of looking at it.
You're just going to get rid of him. United have not got any power here. You know what I mean? United are not going to be negotiating some mad price because everyone in football knows that United want rid.
Yeah, and Juventus have no morals whatsoever, so it doesn't surprise me that they'd want him.
Well, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying, so they'll go 25 million as a player is well worth 25 million. Easy. Well, we've worth double that, maybe triple that. But United can't demand bare cash because of what's happened in the situation. So United is going to have to accept the L on this one.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that some other Premier League teams, or it was confirmed that actually were interested in signing him alongside some Spanish clubs, Atletico Madrid, alongside the top clubs in Italy. If they all want to come in for a bidding war, then I think Man United should make as much profit as possible. Personally, I know. Morally, it's a bit different. You can call it for how you want to call it.
About morals or whatever, but at the end of the day, United are going to treat this like a business deal, right? So they're going to try and they're not going to negotiate morals here. Whether they should do or not, that's up for debate. But they're going to try and get the highest price for him. No one in the Premier League is going to buy him. We know that. No one's going in the Premier League to buy him. So he's going to go Italy. He's going to go Spain. United will try and get as much money as they can, but I don't think they're going to get too much money unless there becomes a bidding war because United don't have the strength of negotiation here.
Same thing even for Sancho. Jadon Sancho, he's definitely out the door now. If Ten Hag is staying, he's got his way. Clearly, INEOS are going to back that way of things, and that means, you know, whether people call him Jamar or not. Are you not taking Jadon Sancho at your clubs?
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Apparently, also Man United are not accepting anything less than 50 million. Apparently, from him.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him. I think he's too much trouble, man.
I'm taking.
He's a top player, unbelievable football player. He is, but he's too much trouble. He's not worth the hassle.
Because I think it depends on his environment, though, LB. Because I don't think that seems to be the case at Dortmund, does it? Because that environment's removed from him. I think if he's in Manchester, he's allowed to like.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's have a look at the evidence here. When he was at City in the academy, the guy went AWOL.
He was a kid, though. He was a kid, though. To be fair.
No. I don't care. I'm looking at his career. So he went AWOL at City. Yeah. He went to Dortmund, where the guy at Dortmund openly admits that he's late all the time. So even if you do sign him, they just accept it. They're just like, yeah, it's chill.
Yeah, they do because Aubameyang wasn't an issue there either.
Yeah. So they just accept it. Then he's gone to United and fell out with the manager, and now he's gone back to Dortmund. So.
And he's balling out again, and there's no attitude.
Hey, the Premier League is not for Sancho. Can we just accept that the Premier League is not for Jadon Sancho?
No. Man United weren't for Sancho. Man United.
Yeah, I agree, Mons. I actually think that maybe even Manchester as a city.
You know what? yeah, maybe Manchester as a city because look, Mons. The man them are the reason why he left City the first time. He got into too many situations with them. He ducked out to Germany. Got his football together, away from all of them. At maximum, they'll come over to visit for a couple of days or whatever. Goes back to Manchester with 300 racks plus to visit those same man them. What do you think is going to happen? Worse. So stay out of England, bro. Just stay in the abroad and do your thing. That's the best thing for him.
But I'm not the same way. We could also say even in Dortmund. And also Casemiro even said it like as well. In training, he's also a very good trainer. Like he works very hard. In pre-season, I'm not being funny. There's a time and place. People are allowed to change, you know, like especially if they ain't got nasty allegations upon them. But there's a point in time where people mature and it gets on to them. I'm not being funny. This is one thing, like the red flag about Ten Hag. The thing is, this is the deposit I'm going to give him. In pre-season, he worked his socks off. Usually, when he comes back, like whether it's COVID or anything, he came back overweight. Usually in a pre-season, he's overweight. Pre-season, he was fit as a fiddle. He was absolutely bossing the pre-season. And that obviously pre-season don't count for much, but you're working hard, but yet you still get dropped. Do you get what I mean? And the constant drop of that, I'm not being funny, but I haven't heard nothing bad about him when it comes to Dortmund or along those lines. So I think in credit to him, don't get me wrong. I know he got like 3 goals, 3 assists, but he gave good performances.
Nah, bro, I just think any club with proper standards, he's just not going to work at. Because these clubs... Like Arteta wouldn't have him. Pep's not going to have him. Real Madrid wouldn't have him because at these clubs where you have standards, you've got to be on time. You got to treat everyone properly. You got to do this. You got to do that. And he is a player that needs to be in a club that just kind of vibes, and it's just kind of like going down playing football with your mates. And I kind of get that sort of view from Dortmund. You know what I mean? Because that's what they've said. They said the guy turns up late. It's not my opinion. It's based off of facts. What the CEO said. The guy always turns up late, so they're kind of happy with it. They don't care, but that's not going to be tolerated. That's not going to be tolerated at the top clubs. So I just don't think it's going to work at like those sort of clubs. I think he should stay at Dortmund.
I think Ash would take him in a heartbeat.
And I would, but what going for Rashford? Is that because he looked like he was in tears in the final? Is he on the way out?
No,
Rashford and Ten Hag defo don't get on as you can just
that's what I'm saying.
So it's like okay, like. bro, it's not a Sancho thing. I think Sancho does have a record. I think LB, you're right in that sense. In it, Sancho does have a record. But like what Kaz said, players can change, and I think Sancho put in the work to make the change and was treated unfairly due to that. Like he said, if he was to apologize, he's apologizing for things that he weren't responsible. He feels that he weren't responsible for, i.e., being late, because those things he took that out of his game. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Marcus Rashford, he's been doing similar things, and because he's the poster boy for Man United, he's got away with it. And he's slapped on the wrist, and you're in the starting lineup next game after a plethora of horrible performances. Now, for me, I think Sancho does have a record of it, but again, Manchester United for me is just a bigger problem as Jadon Sancho. That's why I don't necessarily think it's the Premier League. I think Manchester United was never the place for Jadon Sancho. I think certain managers like Arteta, like a Klopp, these guys for me can manage big personalities, or at least have a record of being able to change footballers like
Like
their
Aubameyang, yeah.
trajectory. Like no, well maybe not like Aubameyang.
Like I said,
no, but you didn't let me finish. To change a trajectory of a footballer. So what he's done with Kai Havertz, Jurgen Klopp, I feel like wouldn't let that slide. I think even if he was to go back to City, I don't think Pep Guardiola is letting it slide. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can maybe disagree with
the teacher's pet months compared to Sancho, isn't it? Like,
and again, he was someone who was low on confidence, so maybe Arteta is not a good example. But I feel like Manchester United was a massive issue as well. The team wasn't in a good place. The manager has ego issues, bro. Like, for me, I think there are other teams in the Premier League that could work with Jadon Sancho. I don't think it's just an abroad thing for him in terms of his attitude. He showed he can conduct that properly at Man United, and you
need to get rid of one of them if you want to get Elise. You know, you got to free up space in the squad.
Sancho should have never even been at Man United to begin with, innit? He shouldn't have never even gone there. So, you know, it is what it is, isn't it?
But even
I think Dortmund are quite realistic, by the way. I think Dortmund can look at it and go, right, if the worst thing this boy does is turn up late, like, we can deal with that. Do you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm talking about, though, Dan. That's actually what I said. They're a team that can afford that. City are not going to accept that. Arsenal are not going to accept that. Real Madrid are not going to accept that. Bayern wouldn't accept that. Because these teams
Sancho could go and have a great career being away from a club that there's a lot of clubs that will be happy to be a little bit more laid back in that sense if it means the player's going to be at his
but that's level. That's what LB is saying, bro. Like we're not like he's not good enough a player for us to allow that at those clubs that he suggested.
Yeah, but I don't think Sancho's been given his chance to go and play at a club at that level, and he's proved that it isn't going to work. But there's no reason to suggest that he stays at a club in a similar sort of like level to Dortmund or with similar sort of ethics as a club.
He needs to go to a club that is more chill and more open to having a player like Sancho, and maybe sound like a twat comment, but maybe feels a little bit grateful to have a player like Sancho because he is a good player. But like Kunle says, City gets Sancho, Liverpool gets Sancho, Arsenal gets no one's going, oh my God, Sancho. It's just like, oh yeah, Sancho is another player. Like he's not good enough to allow him to turn up late. He's not good enough for all these He wasn't, and this was the problem at United. He wasn't good enough at United to do the stuff that he was doing. Whereas at Dortmund, they're probably kind of chill with it. So he should just stay there, yeah, and he should just keep playing his football. He's playing well, and I wish him well, innit? But I just don't think it's going to work out at a top club person.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not in England. It's all, again, this is just all opinion, isn't it? Like we'll never know until it actually happens. He might even get revived for all we know. But you know what's the difference as well, Dan? Your club pops up again after Sesko. Now you're looking at flipping John Duran. You know, they're about to put in a bid for this guy. And I'm telling you now, look, I don't know much about a profile. And I'm not here to say much else, yeah? But before we talk about John Duran, yeah? Duran, smash the like button. We're not even on 300 likes. I barely ask per show because I find it an absolute annoyance to do so. And I think the crowd even get annoyed by that. So do smash the like button as well. We're not even on 250 likes. If you hear this and you've got an account, then obviously it takes 2 seconds. You know what the thumbs button up. But yeah, John Duran. Underwhelming? We spoke about yesterday.
Look, what I'll say on it, right, first off, is that I think if we didn't have Jackson, I could understand the deal. The fact that we've got Jackson, it just says to me that we're basically signing 2 inexperienced number 9s. When I look at John Duran as a player, he's very, very raw. There's moments for Villa when he's looked okay, and there's moments when he's looked young and inexperienced. But the issue I have is that it's not the right type of player that I think Chelsea should have been signing. I think if you have him as your backup or your third place striker in a team, you can deal with it. But maybe there's another striker coming for Chelsea. But right now,
bro. Let's just accept that you're skint, bruv. Yeah, you got
no
money.
we're definitely not skint.
Nah, you're skint. You got no cash. You got Toaston on a free, and now you got John Duran for 25 million.
40 they want.
40 million.
Yeah.
I just don't think you've got the money for it. All we've heard all year is that Chelsea are really struggling for these FFP things. Like, they're really, really close. You sell 2 hotels. Now you're signing a guy on a free transfer. Now you're signing John Duran from Villa. When last year,
but that doesn't mean they've got no money, LB. It just means that with the hotel sales, that they ultimately were able to generate more money in this season where they couldn't sell players because one, they weren't worth anything, and two, that's what they had to do, and they found a loophole.
Dan, are you a motivational speaker? Don't lie.
No, but I don't think they're skint. I don't see how they can be skint, to be honest with you.
Stop it.
I'm motivated after that answer, bro.
You was being linked with Osimhen last year, bro. Now you're being linked with John Duran.
Yeah, but I don't think that means that Chelsea is skint, because unless we see at the end of give it the whole transfer window, and if we've not spent again for January and then this summer, then I might start hearing that.
Okay, Dan. What? Okay, so if it's not because you're skint, what is your opinion on the reason why they're signing this particular player who can't even start for Villa right now?
Because he's young and there's potential to make profit out of him in 5 to 10 years' time. Which
you're not a real club anymore, bro.
No,
LB, I'm trading business.
LB, I'm not saying that we are, and I think the whole idea of Clear Lake Capital is to drain Chelsea Football Club of its assets and its money, so that they become richer on the other side.
Do you know what Chelsea are? They're have you ever watched the show Billions? Yeah, that's Chelsea.
I haven't, but I genuinely think that Chelsea are ultimately not the same club anymore, LB. If Chelsea are signing John Duran, like, they're just ultimately not the same club. But if Duran works out, then it's a gamble. But this isn't the type of risk. Like, this is a way bigger risk than Cole Palmer ever was. And they might have just got ahead of themselves.
He's got a little good sample size, you know.
I think Liverpool, the one thing I say, he might be a better finisher than Jackson, because looking at the footage, there's evidence to suggest that he might be a better finisher than Jackson, because Jackson.
That might be all you need, though. You just but the players you've got, the technical players that you got, all you really need is a finisher and someone that's a presence in the air. If we're being honest. Don't we think someone that can actually get behind, because you got the sort of players like Cole Palmer and Kunku and that?
Is Duran the guy?
You know what? We don't know if he's the guy, but are we? The thing is, like, I know Kunle, I know you didn't subscribe to like people like Sesko and stuff like that, yada yada yada, right? And I 100% agree on that part. But the same people are laughing at this are the same people that were saying we want profiles. If Chelsea have identified a profile that would suit the way the manager wants to play, instead of going for a name like Osimhen because they don't want to fork out a mad package, or a Gyökeres because that's a mad package because they got to think of other positions. Don't you think that's like, it's okay? Like, what's the difference between Duran and Sesko? Let's be real. The only difference is that Sesko's got more of a sample size that we can see. Mont said it himself with Maresca. The difference between Maresca and Ten Hag is that Maresca is the unknown commodity of it all, where Ten Hag we know. But then he's used that as a positive. But if we use that towards players now, we can use that same kind of thing. You know, Mont's got first-hand experience with John Duran. He absolutely killed them.
You know, to go on
no, but this is Chelsea's way, man. They signed Ugo Chukwuemeka,
and he's a baller.
These guys, Duran. So, like, they're not looking for that. Maybe the model's just changed, man. I'm excited to watch this model that they're using now, because it means what I believe is going to happen anyway. They're going back to Cool's beer times that Chelsea.
Let's be honest,
Ash, auto glass settings.
Ash,
Michael Dewberry, bro.
Yeah, bro. Eddie Newton and them man there. Frank Sinclair and them man. Hey, are you joking?
Ash, you know about this. You're chasing like Tony and you're chasing strikers, but when you deep it, the striker market is shit. Can you blame Chelsea for wanting to go for the profile? Because we've been criticizing them for going for 100 million players that have worked out or not worked out as of now, you know?
I think it's hard for Chelsea fans and maybe people that are looking on the outside, because we're so used to Chelsea going for the big players, the name brands, but you're right, man. It's a new regime and they're trying to build for the future. So I feel like right now, if they are going for this player, Duran, though, it's mad. Like, out of all the projects you're going to go for, Duran, I was underwhelmed. I'm not going to lie. And I'm
he is underwhelming if he's your first choice striker. Don't get me wrong. That's fair. That's a fair comment.
It's like a fall from grace. You're being linked with Sesko. You're getting excited as fans. You want to see players come into the Premier League and light it up, innit? Because you want to be excited. But at the same time, I'm a Spurs fan, and seeing Chelsea go for Duran, I'm not mad at it. Do you know what I'm saying? Duran, as man are saying, but like I'm looking at him, he's 20 years old, so I understand they're trying to do the whole youth project thing, and they're trying to go in that direction. But it's really hard.
You understand? You've seen that they're trying to do the youth project. You don't understand it, don't you?
Oh yeah, but
Nobody understands what's going on
because there's very little evidence to suggest that that project is actually working at the moment. Ash, to be fair,
but this is it. But it's hard, isn't it? I'm looking at it, 5 goals, but then again, he's only had.
Look at his minutes. Yeah, look at his minutes. He's only played 500 odd minutes. Don't get it's a prospect.
It's not a lot, so we can't really make an overall objective opinion on him. I don't want to have mud in my face and go hard and say, Duran, you man, look at you man, and then he bangs. But the likelihood of him banging and getting 20 goals next season, it's looking kind of slim. I'm not going to lie to you.
Say he gets 10 goals and Jackson puts 15 up again, then that's 10 more goals that Chelsea have in their side than they had this season, because there are other players. And do you know what? It allows Jackson to have a rest. And potentially Nkunku plays up front as well.
He can't play by himself, though. Let's be honest.
No, I hear that completely.
Yeah.
But
what about one quick one? Can I say? Go on. Oh, go on. I was going to go on once.
Is he the Broja replacement then?
He has to be. He has to be the Broja replacement. Hopefully with a higher ceiling. Because what else? Why?
Then that's not the worst thing. Then
Chelsea can't be signing this guy
40 mil is crazy,
expecting 20 goals, can they? They can't be, but they could be that deluded.
Because you're let's be honest, you're recouping 30 million from Broja, right? That's the price of Broja. Yes,
pure profit though, isn't it?
Pure profit, right? From the academy.
And then this guy will sign 7-year deal, and that'll be amortized over 7 years.
You wouldn't want.
Can't do that no more. I don't think.
It's fixed, then, isn't
it? Chelsea are moving like Fulham, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They're moving like Fulham right now.
They're moving like Porto.
Moving like Fulham, because Fulham could be into the same players that they're into right now.
Yeah, they are. They're signing players, Kunle, that they know they can potentially turn into a profit years down the line, hoping that they perform. But the fact of the matter,
you just said they know. You just said they know. They don't know.
They know.
Let's take that out of the equation. You said that they know they're going to be able to flip. They don't know anything, bro. True. It's all
true. Okay, yeah.
The whole
guesswork, because they've done nothing like this in the football world before. They're just hoping that this project plan works.
Although you might argue that the
would you be surprised if Chelsea only win an FA Cup in the next 4 years? I wouldn't.
No, they get to finals still though, man. Unlike your club, but
Kaz, you didn't even hear what I said. I said, do you see Chelsea only winning one FA Cup in the next 4 years?
No,
I wouldn't surprise anyone on this panel.
Mate, it would shock me because we ain't winning at Wembley anytime soon.
True.
Yeah, you're right.
We got more chance of winning the Conference League in Poland than we have at Wembley.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one name. What about Datro Fofana? Should he not be given a little chance considering he was a shit Burnley?
Yeah,
he's a good player. He reminds me of a Maresca type player, the in behind and all that can feed us left and right. That might be their three strike options next year. Might be Fofana. It could be Duran, and it could be Jackson, and Jackson can also play on the left.
No, I see free attack. You man are grabbing. Plus, if Lukaku was there, it's killing me though.
They're trying to run it back 2004-5, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? 2008, isn't
it? No, but bro, I've just realized. No, that changes everything. That Fofana is right there, and you're trying to dash 40 M's on Duran. Yeah, you man are cooked, man. Sorry, I nearly fed into the bullshit. I nearly fell into the bullshit of, Broja replacement, squad thing, maybe loan him out. Maybe he goes on loan, does well on loan, you sell him for 50 mil or something. Fuck that, man. You got that Fofana right there. And you're trying to put peas down for Duran, for Durag, fam.
Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans, you guys need to calm down and understand conversation etiquette. Like, it doesn't matter what team I support. It does not matter what team I support. The facts are the facts. If you want to dwell on who I support, means I can't tell facts about your club. It's crazy. I know we've been struggling. I know we ain't got a big title in 20 years. It's nothing new, bro. But that doesn't
A lot of
change that
these-
you're
a lot of
only
these
going to win
Chelsea
one
fans, bro.
trophy in the next 4 years.
Bro, a lot of
Crazy.
these Chelsea fans, yeah, they believe in the PR that in a few years
Brother, it's
they'll be
100%.
mint. When it's
It's because most of them
absolutely-
became Chelsea fans when Abramovich came, bro. The ones that have been Chelsea fans for 30 plus years are not talking like this. That's the
True.
Chelsea
No,
fans I
that's
like
what
to
I'm
speak
saying.
to.
But a lot
Personally.
of these fans who are believing that they're all 20, so in 3-4 years they'll all be mint. That's not how football works. If that's how football works, that's what Ferguson would have done. That's what Pep would have done. That's what Wenger would have done. We would all just be buying 20-year-olds because in 3 years we'll have the best team in the world. It's PR to make Chelsea fans try and believe in the process because they're all going, oh, if we just get through the next 2-3 years, then imagine when they're all 24, 25, 26, we'll be cooking. It's not how football works,
you just took Greasy's, you just took Don's whole bag and just said it in one.
That's the way it
That's his
is.
whole persona, you know. Solomon, Chelsea don't want to pay 150 million package for Osimhen, so they must be broke. Great logic. And then
All
Robert
right,
says,
all right, let's not get Osimhen. Let's go get John Duran, who played 450 minutes in the Premier League last year. Then, all right, and safe. Yeah, we won't go for another striker who's decent. We'll go for John Duran, who played 450 minutes.
Yeah, but LB, like in terms of, and I'm not suggesting because I hear what you're saying, by the way, is that we were one season we're looking at one of the best strikers around in the world, and then the next season we're looking at John Duran. But if you look at his goals to minute ratio,
let's not do this, bro.
No, okay, but listen,
Dan,
I'm not.
Dan,
by the way,
really?
no, hang on,
No,
hang on,
Dan,
no, because you haven't
don't do this.
You haven't even let me finish.
let him land.
I'm trying to
this is
help
what-
him not
This
land.
is how. Okay, wait, just let me finish because I'm not sat here suggesting that John Duran's a better player than Osimhen. I'm not doing that. What I'm suggesting is that Chelsea are using this Moneyball system to try and use as their evidence to sign these prospectual players. I hear what you're saying, by the way, that this player isn't going to be. Not every player is guaranteed to be amazing, but you might sign 30 and 4 absolutely bang. Like that could be what happens at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that are they not just, they're trying to be smart. They're trying to educate themselves. They're trying to take calculated risks on players. It's not like they're signing someone who's played 400 minutes and not scored a goal. They're signing probably one of the best players in the league for a player that's played 400 minutes in terms of goals to game ratio or goals to minute ratio. I don't know how it works.
No, bro, because
Dan,
you're doing the whole
officially my
stats
favorite
thing.
Chelsea
Do you not
fan,
think
bro.
that's? Do you not think that's what they're doing though? I'm not.
No, that is
I'm not
what they're
suggesting-
doing.
I'm
That is
sat
what they're
here
doing.
Like my club, I don't even recognise it anymore. I'm just sat here saying, is that not what they're doing though?
But that is what they're doing. But that's
calculated risk.
unacceptable. That no club should be
I
run that.
agree
though.
with you, LB. But what I'm suggesting is that not what they're trying to do? Is it's not like it's a risk where they're throwing money at someone who's absolutely not proven anything. He's proven that for the amount of minutes that he's had, he's managed to score the most amount of goals for a player with that amount of minutes.
Yeah, but that's not what
probably
that's
up the
not.
top
That's,
of that list.
they shouldn't be doing that though.
I agree. I
that's the
absolutely
point.
agree, by the way. But I'm just trying to say, is that not what they're trying to do?
What
That
happened
is
to
what they're trying to do.
Alvarez? What happened to Alvarez? I thought you man were going for Alvarez.
No, he doesn't want. He doesn't want anyone.
Madrid,
If he's
I
gonna
think.
leave, if he's gonna leave anyway, it's to Real Madrid only or Madrid in general.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, that was don't say sorry. It's cool. Quick one. As a goal scorer off the bench, Duran or Jesus?
Neither.
I mean, Duran has more goals than Gabriel.
Does it?
Mm,
Is that facts?
No
Should we do a
way.
little-
No, but it was no. Jesus was. Oh wait, how many minutes has Jesus played?
Oh, damn! Yeah, John Duran's got more Prem goals than Gabriel Jesus.
For real?
For real.
Oh
And
my
he played 1,000 less minutes.
I'm
All
Can we-
less.
but-
I'm
can we-
just a messenger.
But no, but can we put into fairness that Jesus is a completely different player? And he's been injured for most of the season.
How many minutes has Jesus played?
Nah, bro. Whatever encourages
1500.
Chelsea fans that this is a
How
good
many
signing,
minutes?
keep it.
No,
bro.
no,
How-
couldn't they?
Keep it.
That's
How
ridiculous. Chelsea fans
many
they
minutes
can't
has
be
he
under the
played?
impression that this is a good signing for the club. But
Just get them in it.
it's a calculated risk in terms of what they're trying to do here. This is a player who scored more goals than Jesus with 1,000 less minutes. How many goals does he get with 1,000 more minutes? Can he play conference level? Maybe.
Maybe
Like, that's what
5,
I'm-
6 more, bro. You never know.
Well, maybe.
Fire you into the
Jackson
top
was,
four.
Jackson was signed on that sort of potential of what could he do in a better side than Villarreal for the whole period, for the whole season. And he managed to score 17.
That's what all your signings are, isn't it? All your
Well,
signings
yeah,
are
but LB,
potential.
that's so shit and underwhelming. It's awful. Like, because we used to be the club that would go out and smash the cash on a player for 50 million and they flop. But now they're trying to spend less money on a player and hope that they achieve better than what they ever thought they were going to.
Bro.
But the reality is, I don't remember the last signing Chelsea made that there wasn't a fan spin on how good it was.
That's the fan base. You were spot on, though, couldn't they?
I don't remember.
They've been spoiled. They've been spoiled their whole life, and that's just how they see it. The amount of fans I chat to, they started supporting Chelsea in 2017 when we won the league.
Dan, the one thing I'll say to you, bro, I feel like if Chelsea are a little bit the same as what they were, like there's any similarities, it's that
it's all gone though.
Even when you guys were successful, there were signings like this. You know what I'm saying? In your successful windows, there were signings like this that were, again, either just to loan out or to try and profit off.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not a new thing. They
kind of copied the same model.
Yeah, but like you're doing that without the big sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Without the big sign. And bro, if I'm being real, like the Chelsea I feared, bro, would go get Pedro on fuck it, let's just go get Pedro, guys. Like that was like the
but also
just for shits and gigs, right? Just for shits and
Wait. Hold on. Mod, you can't do that. You can't.
Shits and gigs thing. These men will go get Pedro for that.
Yeah, but they did that last year. You tried to clock in for Caicedo, and all of a sudden Chelsea got Caicedo, and you're like, oh fuck! Like we was always like,
that's nothing.
Oh fuck! Bro, it's the same thing. They still do it though.
They didn't get Caicedo for shits and gigs, though, did they? I'm trying to say that they can get names like.
What do you mean they got Lavia for shits and gigs? You know? You mean the good names?
It's Lavia shits. It can say shits and gigs now, but he was supposed to start, but he just wasn't fit. Lavia was definitely someone to start for Chelsea.
Chelsea are transfer kings, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. You're talking with top players and just go and say, "Yeah, I'm having you," like that.
Yeah, top player. Just
the last one they did, for me, was Nkunku. That's the last one Chelsea have attracted that I think was at a level where it felt like it was an elevating transfer rather than one that was there for pure potential and hope to grow.
And they're trying to get Elise for shits and gigs too. Then, if that's the case, if they get
no, I think Elise is probably at a level way above what like a John Duran signing is.
Yeah,
no one's getting John Duran on the back of their shirt, are they? But like someone might get Elise.
Hey, don't mind.
Oh, I don't. Quick, Blaze, disrespect to 2 times Bundesliga top striker Nkunku as a number 9. I think he's referring to what I said. I said Nkunku up front by himself is not the one. I don't think
he always played with a second striker at Leipzig. So that whole statement there is just like.
Yeah. So it is. I'm not saying he can't do it, but the sample of him playing by himself. And then Blaze also said we could have signed better, but Kunle's on some agenda.
Come on, Kunle, man.
Come on, Kunle.
Me on an agenda. That's terrible, man. I can't believe they say such things.
And then Marshall says, we get a lot of hate at the moment, some justified, but if in a few years' time these players develop and bring success, what will rivals then say? We have to wait and see. Some are jumping too much on their hate.
What if they don't then, Martian? Like, what if they don't? Then what's happening? Because you've just spent your whole last 2 seasons back in this whole like project, buying into the PR. What if we don't? Then what are you going to say?
Can we send some hugs in the chat for Martin? Big up Martin.
By the way, as well, at the same time, I know you can wait in 2-3 years, but are Manchester City waiting for 2-3 years for them man to get good? Are Tottenham? Well, no, Tottenham. I don't know about that one. Are Arsenal?
Aston Villa weren't even waiting, Cass.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd also say as well, though, to that point that Martian just made, it has to work in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
You spent £1 billion. It's not a case of you put in that super chat. What if it works in 2 to 3 years? Then what will rivals say? It's not a case of if it has to work. Otherwise, it's the biggest failure and the biggest waste of money spent in football history, bro. It's not a case of when will it work. It has to work. If it doesn't work, it's a madness. But £1 billion.
Well, it's already a madness because we've got fans coming out here.
I agree.
And justifying nonsense. Like you're right, Dan. There's a lot of PR being lapped up by a lot of the fan base, and they back it. They take that PR into conversations. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. There's gonna be look when we do the prediction shows beginning of the season. There's gonna be Chelsea fans saying we're gonna finish top 3. We're gonna challenge. There's gonna be Chelsea fans saying and genuinely believe in that.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that though. If they go and sign Elise and a couple other ballers that they want,
Bro, they're not challenging for shit this season, bro. They're not finishing in the top 4.
But
Remember
the same
you heard
way,
it?
no, but one sec. Let me just do let me do that super chat for just 1 second. I know LB needs to dip as well. But yeah, but the same way, you man finished 5th and all of a sudden you're challenging. So on that notice, I could probably put that to Chelsea. Like, don't get me wrong.
but
I think your trajectory was a bit different, and you got Sakas and you got Salibas. I believe in that. I know you got some good ballers, yeah.
But was any of us saying that we were going to challenge that season, though?
No,
We weren't saying that.
I know, but the thing is, it can flip on its head, and maybe but come on, there's always it's not there's delusional, bro. Liverpool man have been screaming.
I hear you.
Liverpool man since for the last 20 years screaming they're going to do the treble every year. Come on, man. It's you know what I'm saying?
Still think Klopp's
but you just never know, man. We'll see who signs who. It's still early. Transfer window opens in 2 days as well, so that's one thing. We'll see what happens there. You know, Tottenham, if they get Eze and Tony, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is different. I can't believe we're signing Duran and not Mbappe. I think that's sarcastic. From Mr. Chelsea. And then Blaze says, so Strasbourg has to develop as well for the project. I mean, everything's got to develop, I suppose. But yeah, guys, make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. This is going to go straight over to Monster's channel right now. Big up to LB on It's LB. You can find his channel in the description. Same with Tunnel TV, Spurs Kings TV, BDB Dan. If you're a Chelsea fan, there's a lot of Chelsea fans in here. Go over to Dan. It's in the description as well. You know where to find him. And then Big Six Bants, which is going to go over to you right now in a bit. And yeah, man, we should be back later as well with Daps and a couple others in a bit.